What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Thank you for checking this video out. This is Lost on the Shelf episode 2. I am trying to do this weekly. So far, going into week 2, I've made it. Was not sure if I was going to be able to do it today for a few reasons, but I'm going to get right into this before my phone rings about something else. So, if you checked out my first episode of this, I had mentioned at the end, maybe dive into some DVDs, as I have my DVDs separate on the side over here that you can't see. And I don't have many DVDs left in my collection. The majority of them have all been upgraded, um, except for a few, some that have only ever come out on DVD. I still have. There are a couple that I have upgraded that I've kept the DVD because there's a few of them that are like signed and reasons like that. But most of the time when I upgrade, the DVD goes. But these two that I have for you today still remain DVD only. There's been no Blu-rays, I believe, anywhere in the world. And let's get to it, shall we? That's the first one I got. Dr. Gore, known as The Body Shop. Now this one, I know I have shown it off a few times because it's pretty rare. It's from Something Weird Video. I believe it's a 1973 film. I believe it's from 2002. Yeah, 2002. So this is 21 years old, this DVD. I know recently, I believe I have shown pictures of it here and there. Most of the time that happens, it's happened once or twice when I'm reorganizing. I'm taking a picture of it because it's pretty rare and hard to find, and I know some people still look for it. This is actually one that I don't know I'm not good with the rights to things and whatnot. I'll talk about some things sometimes, and somebody will chime in saying like, "Well, so and so has the rights. They're holding it hostage. They asked for this at some point for this from this company to put it out." I know we have that situation with like Dawn of the Dead forever, especially in the U.S. We finally got a second sight release, but this is one I'm surprised has not appeared on the Vinegar Syndrome list because it's bad. It's entertaining, but it's just a bad film. And not to say that Vinegar Syndrome releases just bad films, but it's a B type movie that would definitely be something they would release. But anyway, this is directed by J.G. Patterson Jr., Pat Patterson. He would do special effects for Herschel Gordon Lewis. So knowing that, you kind of know what you're getting into with this. The doctor, it has a doctor, Dr. Brandon, I believe his name is. He's a plastic surgeon. His wife dies in a car crash in the beginning, which you don't see, but he wants to have the perfect mate now that his wife is gone. And what he does is he basically, with his assistant Gregory, who is, of course, is a hunchback that can't talk, so he just kind of mumbles and makes noises. He will dig up graves, take women back to his lab, and basically try to Frankenstein their bodies. And he does this by literally covering them in tinfoil and hooking all kinds of stuff up to them and trying to shock them, and use electricity to bring them back to life. He's not using lightning. Definitely does not have the equipment that you see in Frankenstein, but that is what he's trying to do. And when he first tries it, he is unsuccessful, and he has a big bath of acid that the body is disposed of into. So instead of doing the normal thing of getting back on the dating scene and finding that perfect mate, he goes back on the dating scene, dates some beautiful women, and kills them. When he kills them, he only keeps the body parts that he wants from each victim. Essentially doing a Frankenstein, putting a whole body together with the body parts that he has collected from various women. He also, this is never explained or anything, but he hypnotizes some of the victims, especially one for sure off the top of my head, maybe a couple. I don't know. You kind of sit there watching it and you forget, like, the first one, he's out on the beach with her. I don't remember if he hypnotized her or not. I don't think he did, but off the top of my head. But I know of some others that he definitely does. And he just does like the wide-eyed, creepy stare thing and whatnot and is able to control them. And yeah, that's how he lures them back to his lab that he has in his mansion and cuts them into pieces. And whatever he doesn't want goes in the acid bath. Handy, I guess. So once he finally constructs a body that he considers to be the perfect woman, he doesn't cover it with tinfoil. He does essentially the same method, but has this plastic dome over like half her body. It works. When the creation of the victim, but the head of the victim, that's why I'm thinking victim, because he uses a head from somebody. He also hypnotizes her, making her forget every single thing about her past life, and even everything that she knows. You see him teaching her the alphabet, has a couple statues, like this is a male, this is a female, and she's very primitive because of that, because she doesn't know anything. Of course, this gets some repair guy comes to the house, and she just sees a man, so she thinks, oh, it's a man, I'm supposed to be with the man. So it's interesting for sure. But if you ever see this or you seek this out, the film suddenly ends very abruptly. And that is because the film was never actually finished. As we know from films, they don't film things in order. So you see the doctor in jail at the end, and you have no idea how he got there. But that's why, because the film was never finished. Patterson died in 1974. The film was from 1972. I tried to look it up to see what the story was, if it was being like filmed at like a lot of different times and whatnot. But one thing I did find is that, yeah, it wasn't finished, but it was thought to be lost. So I don't know what happened if the film wasn't done. It somehow was thought to be lost and was just never completed because they didn't have the actual rest of the film. But it was discovered, and we get this edition from Something Weird, which I'm guessing I have not watched in probably 5 years, as it's 2023 now, so I'd give it a good 5 years. Yeah, probably 5 years. We'll say 4 to be safe, but probably 4 or 5 years since I have watched this. And again, there's no Blu-ray, there's no nothing anywhere in sight. It did have it's got commentary, some trailers. There's a decent amount of things in here. It says over 2 hours of special features. So if you can track this one down, just an oddity for sure. If you are a death metal fan, Mortician has sampled this film for sure. Couldn't tell you which album it was from, but they definitely did samples from this film. So that's the first one. Pretty hard to find. Unfortunately, I didn't check eBay, but if you look at Amazon or whatever like that, I think they pretty much want like $100 for the DVD, which is just nuts. But that's such a B movie that should be on Vinegar Syndrome's list for release, even if just another DVD double feature with something, or on a Blu-ray double feature with something. I don't know. That's definitely right up their alley. The second one that I have here is another DVD that, let me see here, it is, the film is from 95. and the DVD is from 2001. And this one I probably have not watched in probably 2 to 3 years, so a little bit sooner, probably 3 years actually. Since I think I know I watched it during pandemic time. I think that might have been the last time I watched it. So yeah, right around 3 years now. Um, Again, with the whole rights thing and whatnot, I don't know because it's from Republic Pictures, who I never heard of. It was distributed by Artisan, and I think this one is really on a list for people to get a Blu-ray. Rumpelstiltskin. There we go. This movie is such a blast. It's horror comedy. There's a lot of funny stuff that happens in it, and it's just ridiculous. Some good effects to it for sure, but not over the top gore and all that stuff. Um, the film starts in the 1400s, like somewhere in Europe. Rumpelstiltskin is on the run. He's got a baby. He's being chased. He gets caught. They say his name, if you know the fairy tale, and he is imprisoned in a rock that is thrown into the ocean. Fast forward 500 years to, well, present at the time of the release, Los Angeles, California. We have some officers that are making a stop, probably to get donuts, which I think they actually are. And a carjacking happens, and one of the officers gets involved, in the shootout, and is killed in the shootout. His wife is like 8 months pregnant. He was actually on the phone with her on a nice old fat flip cell phone from back in the day when this was filmed. And she hears everything that happens, and unfortunately he does not make it. She's like 8 months pregnant, and after she finds out he dies, the film moves forward again. They don't say how long, but the baby's in like a high chair, just sitting up by itself. She's feeding him and whatnot, so it's got to be a good 8-9 months after after he passes. Her friend comes and wants to take her to an antique store to just get out of the house, I guess. And of course, this rock is at this antique store. The person who runs the antique store tries to talk her out of buying it. Of course, she buys it, takes it home, has it on the mantle, and she's looking at a picture of her husband right next to it, is talking to it, and wishes she had more time and everything, and she's crying. And as she cries, a tear drops onto the rock and awakens Rumpelstiltskin. Shortly after that happens, her husband appears, full cop uniform and everything. They make sweet, sweet love, and she wakes up later. He's not there. She figured, oh, it's just a dream. He yells to her from the shower, and when she goes into the bathroom, Rumpelstiltskin appears and tries to make a deal with her, saying, guess my name or I get your baby. And she says something to him that's not his name, so the hunt begins for Rumpelstiltskin, my god, can I get that right? Rumpelstiltskin to get the baby. Like I said, there's a lot of funny stuff that happens in here. Some decent effects. There's a big car chase, or truck and car chase in here, and it's just a fun movie. As I said, this is one that I think a lot of us are just waiting for the Blu-ray to come up. I don't know why it hasn't, but like I said, with this one, it's a little bit. I don't know. I never heard of Republic Pictures, no, Artisan for sure, but this could be one that has not come out yet because of the whole rights are tied up thing. As this is, people will know more about that than I will. But if you can track this one down, it's a lot of fun if you like horror comedies. It's not over the top like slapstick comedy and whatnot, but you know, you have Rumpelstiltskin, who's has been put 500 years into the future and still talks like it's the 1400s. Is able to drive a truck somehow, which was great, and smoke a cigar while he's at it, so that was fun. Um, just causing general havoc, and really really fun. You can get lucky and maybe catch this one from different sellers on like eBay. Maybe not eBay, but like Facebook groups. I've seen these go anywhere from like 30 to $40. These aren't too bad. The other one, Dr. Gore, the Body Shop, that one I never see come up in Facebook groups and whatnot. That one you're just unfortunately stuck with eBay and Amazon or wherever you can possibly find it. Maybe if you have an Orbit in your area, you know, used shop like that, you know, maybe you can get lucky and come across it and whatnot. But that's what I got. Those are my two lost on the shelf titles for this week. Next week, I don't know. I think I'm gonna dig back in here again, or not the DVDs over there, but I got another section over on this way that's got a lot of like box sets and some layers of things piled up and whatnot. Maybe I'll grab something from there. But I won't know really until next week, because I am going to be doing a stream Sunday on YouTube. Trying to get that figured out now, if it's going to be streamed through my channel or everybody else's that's going to be involved. But I will definitely post that on Instagram for sure once I know. So yeah, I'm getting ready for that stream, and we'll talk about it once we get a little bit closer to that. So thank you very much for checking out this episode, and hopefully I can just keep it going. Give me a thumbs up, like if you're not subscribed. If you like subscribing, I'd appreciate it. And just let me know what you think of these two films, if you have them, if you want Blu-rays of them, or maybe you're just good with them on DVD format. Let me know. Thanks for checking this out, everybody. See ya.